Hi, this is Tatiana of Happiness Homemade for You, and this is my invasive kitty cat Margot, and I think I've got my two little dogs peeking around here. Okay, so this is the introduction of the video series that I'm doing for reading for adults. So I want to tell you quickly my story, my credentials, and what I hope to do. And if you have found this video, I'm just going to assume that you know and love someone who is an adult who doesn't know how to read. And if that is the case, then thank you for taking a moment to listen to what we're putting together here. And I'm going to ask you to share this video with that loved one. And I'm going to ask that loved one for permission to teach you how to read. So my story is that I grew up in Hawaii when the education system was very poor, very poor. And when I got to high school, excuse me, there's a cat fuzz. When I got to high school, a wonderful, wonderful English teacher, Mrs. Royalty, and she did an assessment of our class on the first day, and that was the first time in my life that I realized I was going to school with classmates that did not know how to read. And I was surprised. I was surprised that these classmates that I knew did not know how to read. And I think that kind of affected my perspective to this day. To me, if an adult doesn't know how to read, and I'm getting the impression from the way that adults who don't know how to read feel uncomfortable sharing that, I'm getting the impression that I don't think the way that other people think, because I felt like you got to be a kind of a badass. To me, if you could get that far in high school and not know how to read, you're pretty badass. So in my opinion, you know, if you're an adult and you don't know how to read yet, your survival skills in society far exceed mine, okay? So that was my experience in high school, and at that time is when I had thought, you know, I really, you know, that's what's in my heart, is I would love to become a teacher and come back to Hawaii, my home, and teach. And I wanted to teach kids. So the Hawaii thing has not happened. I live in Los Angeles, but I did get my teaching degree. Okay, and then I did teach, let me see, I mean, I have taught all ages, and I have taught adults, and I have been a nanny full-time, and I have watched children from infants and up. Most of my teaching career was with first, second, third, and fourth grade, and I actually taught in a blended classroom. So I had first, second, third, and fourth graders all together in the same room, which was awesome. It's so awesome to have people who are learning at different levels and working together. So let me pause here and advocate that if you don't know how to read, or you are the loved one who cares about someone who wants to learn to read, please go and connect with your library. If that person is a social person, I'm kind of an introvert. In actuality, I'm an introvert, so I'm not a very social person. Big crowds make me nervous. But if your loved one or you are a social person, almost, I think every library system, if you go to the library and say, do you have anything for adults who are learning how to read, even if it's not that branch of the library, they'll tell you, hey, over at such and such a branch, they're doing these groups and stuff. And there's several programs, and in fact, like I said, I'm here in Los Angeles, and I have tried multiple times to volunteer at various organizations, and the most recent one was at a library, where I did get to see two different programs that they have. One that's a video series, and one that's with tutors on for adults learning how to read. And I didn't like either one, okay? And that's just my preference, okay? So really, you know, my goal here is to kind of come in between that demographic of knowing what I know about how to teach brand new readers. I have taught reading from teaching the alphabet up through high school level reading. Okay, so I have experienced the entire process of learning, not only of course in my own life, but as an adult, and being able to see the steps that were needed to be taken. Okay, now my concern is that I don't want to be degrading to an adult. Okay, and then because most of my experience is with children, and you know, so please forgive me if there is anything that I'm unaware of, truly, and have that loved one send me a message and put me in my place. I'm a very teachable person. And the other end of that demographic is, like I said, one of the programs that I watched, I just thought, if I had to learn how to read from this program, I would just gouge out my eyeballs. I just was like, this is so boring. So my goal is to kind of hit in between there. I don't want to be offensive to anybody or be degrading in any way, and I don't want to bore you, as well as, you know, I think I'm just kind of a different demographic. So truly, if you're watching this and you think that my teaching style will work for your friend or family member, connect them and just show them the basics on how to work YouTube. And this is the introduction, so there's going to be some words in the title, but what my goal is to actually just put numbers on my first 10 lessons or so, so that it's easier to navigate. And I think I covered all. I hope so. I don't know. Forgive me. I'm not a professional at YouTube. Okay, I do have a master's degree in education, but YouTube, hey, I'm just learning. Okay, and if you want to look up my credentials, please, you are more than welcome to. I am on LinkedIn. Go over to linkedin.com and you are welcome to hunt me down. My name is Tatiana Resetnikoff, and I'll spell that for you. Tatiana. Last name Resetnikoff, Resetnikov. You're welcome to hook up with me on LinkedIn, or just go ahead and look at my profile and see what my experience is and what my credentials are. And I am actually still licensed to teach in the state of California. So hey, free professional. I really hope I do a good job. Okay, anyhow, so my goal is, with the first few lessons, and even actually the biggest reason why I wanted to do an introduction video is to kind of explain the process for those who are going to follow, since they can't read the titles, I wanted to just kind of explain what the progression is going to be on the video series. And I'm on the first 3 videos. It's going to be hardcore, just straight up alphabet basics. Okay, so we're going to have the alphabet in the first one. I believe the second one is just writing the alphabet, and the third one is going to be identifying the alphabet on a keyboard. And that's just to get the basics out of the way, meaning the basics are on video. They can be watched over and over and over and over again. After those first 3 lessons is when we can start breaking out into the way that I actually teach reading. And of course, as you recall, in kindergarten you are taught your alphabet. So we are going to start with the alphabet, and we'll move into phonics. Phonics is basically, the easiest way for me to explain phonics is we're going to take one letter of the alphabet and another letter of the alphabet, sometimes 3 letters of the alphabet, and put them together. And when you put them together, they make a new sound. And that's basically, when you hear that word phonics, that's what it means. It's taking individual letters, putting them together, that make a new sound. And those kind of trip us up. Even foreigners, people who are learning the English language from their own language, get kind of tripped up about, because there's a lot of rules in the English language. My gosh. Okay, so we'll do that, and then I'll also bring you through sentences. Just basic sentences, but my goal is to get you through all of the basic things that will help you launch into how to really just teach yourself to read. Because even as educators, we teach children in first grade, second grade, how to identify sight words, words that they recognize just by seeing them. For example, you might already be familiar with a stop sign. You know that that red shape has the word stop on it. That would be what we call a sight word. It's a word that you just plain memorized. You don't have to sound it out. Okay? And so you have the alphabet so that you can learn how to sound out. We're going to cover phonics so that you can sound out the more complicated word letter combinations, and then sight words. And then we can move on with sentence edits and just working on some spelling tests. And that's basically it. I just want to cover the basics and get them started, because as teachers, you might not remember this, but first and second grade is when we taught those basics, and by third grade, fourth grade, you better start rocking and rolling on your own, because as a teacher, by fifth grade, that child is required to learn new information reading on their own. Okay, so you might not realize that you really actually weren't learning, quote unquote, to read after fifth grade. You're only learning how to read in first and second, and we're kind of fine-tuning it in third and fourth grade. Fifth grade, you were actually on your own. Okay, at that point, it's like they're introducing you to fancier words like rendezvous, and you had to understand the English language enough to start figuring that stuff out on your own. Okay, so actually, in my opinion, learning to read is not as difficult as it might feel. Okay, you really only had 4 years of those basics, and after that, you're on your own, baby. So if you didn't get it, hey, guess what? I don't blame you. Okay, so hopefully I'm here to help, and my couple things I wanted to recommend if you are that loved one, or you do have, or you're the one who is wanting to learn how to read. I'm going to just give you a couple of things that I want you to go shopping for, and you might need someone to help you do that. Actually, specifically 3 things to shop for. Number 1, I want you to find a dictionary. If it's just you and you're not comfortable talking to anyone yet, I want you to just go to the bookstore and you say, hey, can you show me where your dictionaries are? And I just want you to go get a dictionary, open them up. It's okay if you don't even know how to read it yet. I just want you to get ready, because you will know how to read it much quicker than you think. So get yourself a dictionary that you're comfortable with, even if it doesn't matter if it's a child's dictionary, it doesn't matter. As long as I want you to have a book that has the alphabet in order, okay? And, excuse me. The second thing that I want you to shop for is Mavis Beacon Typing. And in fact, I think I'm going to have to use my little board over here really quick in case you need to write this shape. If it's just you and you don't have someone helping you, I'm taking this one with the alphabet on it. I'm turning it upside down, so don't get confused. Okay, so Mavis Beacon is an M-A, and you are welcome to pause this video so that you can copy this word down, or these 3 words down, excuse me. Mavis Beacon Typing. I know you might not know how to read this yet, but if you can write these shapes on a piece of paper, that will rock and roll. Mavis Beacon Typing is just a typing program, and you might need someone to help you upload it, because I always need help uploading stuff. But anyway, it's awesome for learning the alphabet. So even though the kids were learning how to type, oh, excuse me, let me do that one more time. So if you want to pause and write these shapes, pause it right now. Okay, that's Mavis Beacon Typing. So anyway, so the kids, when I was teaching them how to type, because actually I should say I didn't even teach them how to type. They just did that program. It's really great. Really great. In fact, I used it when I was getting this job working for the government. Okay, it's that great. So anyway, Mavis Beacon Typing will help you get more comfortable with the alphabet on your keyboard, as well as just getting used to seeing those letters and shapes. Okay, And what was the third thing? A library card. Okay, a library card may be an intimidating process because they do want you to fill out information. You know, you need to write your name, you need to write your address and all that kind of stuff. So if you are by yourself and you're going to go to the library, just ask them for a library card application and take it home and then have someone help you out with that. If you don't have anyone to help you, then hold on, watch some videos, and you will get to the point where you can fill out that library card application. And if you really are motivated, you can tell the person at the library, I don't know how to write, can you help me? And they will help you. Okay, and good golly, if they don't help you, leave and go to a different library branch. Okay, so those are the three things that I really want you to have. And then lastly, at some point, quickly, you know, right there in the beginning, I want you to make an alphabet chart. I don't know how to describe it any better than that, but I am going to take you very quickly in the first 3 videos through the alphabet, and I just want you to do your best in making the alphabet. Many times in your kindergarten classroom, if you remember that, there was the alphabet all the way across the classroom, and that is for your visual help at any time. Anytime you want to be able to look at the alphabet in order, that is going to help you immensely. So, and even I can remember even teaching the kids, and whatever it was, and I would say something about a letter in the alphabet and point up. So if you have somewhere that you can do that, even if it's just like I did. This is a little whiteboard that I bought at the dollar store. $1. Okay, get one of these. Even this will work. And when you walk through the alphabet, just something that has it in order for you. Okay, so before you watch those first 3 videos, just to crank through them, crank through them once, and then I want you to watch them over and over and over again until you're comfortable. But remember, in the English language, we always read from the left to the right. So even though my alphabet isn't like it was in your classroom where it went all the way around the room in order, I know that I'm going to read from the left to the right and then come back and go from the left to the right, left to right, left to right, and just one on the bottom line, okay? And we start at the top and go down. The reason I'm taking half a second to explain this is just in case you haven't gotten that far in reading. It can be intimidating because there are other languages where you read the other direction. You can, whatever. I mean, you can, I know English, okay? And all other languages are quite intimidating to me, other than sign language. I love sign language. Okay, so anyway, make sure that you have your alphabet, and then my shopping list again was a dictionary, Mavis Beacon typing. It's kind of like a computer game. It's going to teach you the alphabet, and get your library card. Once you get your library card, nobody has to know that you're still learning to read. When you go in there and you go into the children's section, trust me, as a teacher, I have gone in a zillion times to the children's section. Everybody thinks that you're getting books for your kids. So rock on. Just get your library card, get through that one step, and then you can start getting those books into your home and have things to practice with. Okay, and that is it for the introduction. I hope I covered everything. It's long-winded because I just wanted to get some things out of the way, and just hop in. I'm going to have number 1, number 2, number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on those first, probably those first 10 lessons, just so that you can follow along even if you don't know what the title of the video is yet. Okay, wish me luck, and I know that you're going to learn how to read quickly, much quicker than you thought. Just be patient through the alphabet, and once you get those shapes down in your mind, I know that they start to flow much quicker after that, especially because you are an adult, and so actually there's quite a few hurdles that you're not going to have to jump over like I had to do with my little kids, even explaining what certain things were. So I'm excited for you, and I hope we have a wonderful journey together. And as I do want to conclude with, if there's anything that I say that's offensive, please forgive me, and get that loved one to send me a message. Whatever I do that's wrong, I'm totally willing, ready, and able to fix it and improve myself. So thank you for helping me along this journey. Okay, much love. Let's rock. Remember, Happiness Homemade for You can be found on Facebook.com, where you can find some of the downloads that I'm talking about in the lessons. The address is, ready? Work it with me. Let's see, I'm reading this backwards on my camera. Okay, here we go. www.facebook.com/ take a look at your keyboard. The slash is on the bottom row of your alphabet. There we go. Happiness Homemade for You is HAPPINESSHOMEMADE, the number 4. It's on your top row. You. All right, let's high five. Can I have a longer business name or what?